And now, for the main event, 10. If I had like an echo on this mic,
Right. I don't know if that's
That's
how they
that.
do that.
that's what I was doing. If I had an echo on this mic, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world, we bring you ding 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 Black Card Finals Part 3.
Finals.
Yes, the
Woo.
finals. We have
Finals.
approached our last week
The
of
finals.
earning our black cards. And ladies and gentlemen, if you guys have been tuning in with us through the episodes or just checking in with us daily on our social media, you guys have seen the posts. We have been dropping gems all month long, and that doesn't stop today because we got 3 more for y'all. All right, so we
The
got 3 more
finals.
solid
I'm
gems.
two
The
and
finals,
zero.
baby.
I'm 2-0,
What?
baby. What? The finals.
Well, did anybody else get some outreach on their person? Last time I checked, I'm the only one that got the audience for all that. I'm the only one that got real feedback from my person. So let's just remember that.
Okay.
Carry on though. Carry on. Y'all do y'all thing.
I think I got a unanimous decision by my co-hosts when I presented mine on the second week. But we can
Yeah,
but
yours
it's
was
all good.
cool. It was like,
You know what I'm saying? It's cool. But yes, so we have our lovely 3 candidates, our nominees for this week's episode. So what we're gonna do is prepare it. Who would like to go first? I think I went first once. Hardy boy, I think Saran, I think you're the only one who hasn't gone first yet. So I think it's ladies first
okay,
this time.
period. All right.
So would you
Let's
like
start with the best. Start with the
would you like
winner.
to have her present it as you're speaking, or would you like to have her come in the midst of your conversation?
You the boss man. You can decide where you think she should come in
All right,
at.
so we're gonna have you start with the talk, and then I'll bring her in.
Okay. Sounds good to me. So my person is Rebecca Lee Crumpler. And she is coming in as the first Black woman to earn an MD, a medical degree, doctorate degree in the United States of these Americas. When was my girl born? She was born in 1831, passed in 1895. So kind of her influence to get started in the medical field. She was raised by her aunt who often cared for sick individuals and is that her for real? That's not the picture that came up for me. But she was raised by her aunt who cared for sick individuals that she saw growing up. And so Rebecca was driven by stating a quote that she left was that she wanted to relieve the suffering of others. So that was kind of her drive to get involved in aiding people. So in 1852, she worked as a nurse for 8 years with no formal education. And this was because the first nursing program didn't open until 1873. So all of the work her aunt was doing, all the work she was doing was with no education, but she was still helping people and, doing a good thing. Then in 1860, she was admitted into the New England Female Medical College, which was the first in the country to start training women because, of course, due to the male brain, women are not built to be in these fields. They're not educated enough to be doctors, all of that. So the primary reason why they began even training women was to be midwives. So to help with like the birthing process, to help mothers, because there was a man who did feel like men should not be involved in that process. That should be solely for women to focus on, providing that maternal aid, things in that nature. So Rebecca graduated in 1864 as a doctoress of medicine and became the first Black woman with the degree and the only Black woman to graduate from the medical college, which now morphed into Boston University School of Medication in 1873. During her time in Boston, this was also kind of during the Civil War. So after the Civil War concluded, she decided to move down to Richmond in 1865 to aid with all the soldiers that were coming back there. She felt like I can really do some missionary work and get the job done there. It'll be more impactful helping those that obviously would not have access to health care, to the aid that they needed due to being Black and poor and all of the things going on in the South after Civil War. So during her time there, she nursed freed slaves and helped over 30,000 Black people. And she also worked with primarily women and children. And so she still was along with that birthing and maternal aspects, but she worked alongside the Freedmen's Bureau and did a lot of missionary work and community work. And we know the Freedmen's Bureau was established to help basically those who were recently freed and who didn't have direct access to medical care. So kind of aiding them in that way. And then once she was done with all her work, she did go back up north and she published a book called A Book of Medical Discourses, which mainly consists of her notes that she kept to kind of help current and, well, the future doctors and things kind of take note of practices that she did and, you know, methods that she took to be useful in the field. And with that book, she became one of the very first Black people to have a medical publication. So that's Rebecca Lee Crumpler. She definitely can be the face of medicine for Black people, specifically Black women. But I do believe without her as well, we wouldn't have a Ben Carson. We wouldn't have, and he is a big name in the medical field. Of course, we know he had the major surgery with this what are they, not surrogate twins,
It's like their head.
Siamese twins. But
It's
yes,
probably they were conjoined by the
conjoined. There we go. The conjoined twins. I couldn't find the word. But yes, so that's Rebecca putting on for the medical field and our doctors. So that's my
Very good.
finals. That's my finals
Rebecca, very
competitor.
good. Wow. The
Yes.
first to do it.
I can see that because I was saying too, like 1864 coming out of Richmond, definitely in our backyard, Civil War. We know that very well. And then going back up, back home, back to the Union of Boston.
Yep.
I was all right.
Very good.
So,
Very good.
Thanks.
that was all right. You know, that was a strong finish for your Black card. You know, it's a strong finish.
So I don't know who's gonna run up.
Hardboy, you think you could top that?
Well, is it competition? I
Is it about, you know, beating me? Or is it
Is it a
about
competition?
educate?
What? We've been competing this whole time.
No, now is it a competition? I'm not shook. Don't misunderstand.
Right.
Oh,
Is this a
okay. He said,
Sound
"Don't."
like you second guessing. You need to go back,
Is this a
find
Right.
you
Sound like he
somebody
got a
else.
little shaking in his boots. You know what I'm saying?
Shaking in his boot. Here we go. My guy is William Lord Garrison. He was a prominent American abolitionist, journalist, and social reformer, best known for founding the influential anti-slavery newspaper, The Liberator, in 1831. He advocated for the immediate and uncompensated emancipation of slaves and enslaved couple and people via his newspaper, and co-founded the American Anti-Slavery Society. Garrison represented the radical end of the abolitionist spectrum. He denounced churches, political parties, and even voting. He is viewed as a courageous, moral crusader and social reformer who also advocated for women's rights and civil rights. It is said that Garrison knew what any organizer today understands. To build a movement, it is necessary to communicate, communicate, communicate. Disseminating light became a primary movement function for the Liberator. 19th century African American activists remained just as aware of the political value of investors and inventors who were held up as explicit examples in the attack on claims of mental inferiority. To that end, the country's foremost abolitionist newspaper, The Liberator, published a notice in its issue of September 6, 1834, requesting information on colored inventors of any art, machine, manufacture, or composition of matter. Any books, any compositions, any writings. His aim, the editor said, was to collect proof of colored talent and ingenuity, but also to aid colored inventors in obtaining their patents for valuable inventions. The white abolitionist leader had also been Frederick Douglass's mentor, soon after escaping from slavery and moving to Boston. Frederick said, "The paper became my meat and my drink. My soul was set on fire. The sympathy for my brethren in bonds, its scathing denunciation of slaveholders, its faithful exposure of slavery, and its powerful attacks upon the upholders of the institution sent a thrill of joy through my soul, such as I had never felt before. I had not long been a reader of the Liberator before I got a pretty correct idea of the principles, the measures, and the spirit of the anti-slavery reform. I took right hold of the cause." This is Frederick Douglass. We know his role in our history. William Law Garrison published the Liberator every week for 35 years, never missing a weekly edition. The paper concluded its legendary run in December 1865, the same month as the ratification of the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery in the United States. As stated in the final issue, The Liberator will then be discontinued for the reason that the object for which it was started has been accomplished. Slavery not only having been abolished by the war for the Union, but also by constitutional amendment. What a grand and sublime triumph. William Lloyd Garrison, born 1805 and died 1879. Mic drop.
You threw a loop. You threw a curveball in this one.
Oh man. So was he white?
I know, right?
Thanksgiving, yeah, was
Yeah,
the
he's a
white man. You said
abolitionist.
that. Threw me off a little bit, and then I saw the
Oh
picture.
yeah.
Okay.
So he
So
wasn't
he was-
passing or nothing. Was he white or
he
was
was-
he passing?
He's a white man riding for the cause.
Oh, so you went on the other side of the line.
I have to
huh?
say that's a disqualification, though.
That's
The rules of the game
disqualification.
is we were supposed to present our
Black.
people a black figure. He helped, so I give props. He was a strong one, but automatic disqualification.
Wow.
I was treading. I knew it. I was saying they're not gonna get it. They're not gonna review the rule book.
Hey man, I thought you were about to tell me he was passing. I was about to say, where he got a drop of ink in there. Wow. He said the white abolitionist. I said, wait, who?
I was like, great.
Right? Who? I
Who?
just thought he was a big part of the cause because he raised the man himself, Frederick Douglass.
Frederick. True
which is
that.
crazy. But I mean, I've always said this. I've always said for Black people to push the line and to continue pressing that boundary, you do need your white counterpart, your allies, to stand in line with you. And the reason that is unfortunately, not saying we aren't capable, but you gotta have them on your side. You gotta have someone who's willing to go to war for you, who can represent, who can go in the room, who can speak the language for you,
Who's part of
and
the majority? Yeah.
who's part of the majority, who can represent on your behalf and get at least through the red tape. That way we
Right.
can kind of come in behind.
He can
So
go places
truly,
we can't. He can go places we can't.
so I mean, I guess without Mr. William Lloyd Garrison, we would have no Frederick Douglass, huh?
Or Frederick Douglass.
We would not have Frederick.
So is that worth a black card, or do we give him half a card? Do we give him like a
I spoke my
light
piece.
skin card?
Disqualified.
He said
Disqualified.
disqualification.
It was a great segment,
Oh
but
man,
disqualified.
so I say it was great.
And we have seeds planted today.
Also
Yeah,
true.
we have seeds today.
Yeah.
Disqualified. Didn't follow instructions.
All right, we'll come
That's
back to
crazy.
that. The
We'll come
verdict's
back. We'll
still
come
out.
back. Well, my person is so incognito. See what I did there? Incognito.
I see
That
what you did.
she really didn't have a picture or a photo of her, but she has something else going on for her. And I know some of you guys know the story of Mulan, but I'm going to tell you all the story of Miss Cathay Williams.
Mm.
So bear with me as I read you all about the young lady. If I deserve my black card, it is because I know the story of a woman who rewrote the rules before the rules even allowed her in. Her name? Cathay Williams. Born into slavery in 1844, she didn't just survive history, she infiltrated it. After the Civil War, when women weren't allowed to serve in the military and Black people were barely considered citizens, Cathay Williams disguised herself as a man and enlisted in the U.S. Army under the name William Cathay. You see what she did there?
Smart.
You know what I'm saying? It's the subtleties. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to pay attention to the subtleties. Those are very important. All right. Just let that sit in for a little bit. She became the only documented Black woman to serve as a Buffalo soldier. While others were debating rights, she was out there earning them. Marching, training, serving on the Western frontier with the 38th Infantry. And she kept her identity hidden for nearly 2 years. 2 years, not like 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. Can y'all, 365 times 2. Okay, just making sure y'all got that because y'all think time just be flying. That is strategy. That is courage. That is Black excellence under pressure. We celebrate warriors like Harriet Tubman for espionage and bravery, and rightfully so. But Cathay Williams was fighting on another battlefield entirely. Race, gender, and power structures all at once. She didn't just cross the lines. Nah, she erased them. So if Black History Month is about resilience, if it's about brilliance under oppression, if it's about knowing the stories they tried to keep footnoted, then I deserve my black card because I know the woman who became a soldier before the country was ready to see her as one. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you my candidate as my knockout punch, Miss Cathay Williams.
Wow.
Good day.
720 days
Ding,
being
ding,
a
ding,
man?
ding, ding, ding,
Wow.
Hey,
ding, 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 ding,
you
ding,
that on the wraps out there on the front lines.
720?
We talk about Mulan. Come on now.
Why, Cathay? Why?
Hey man, she
Serving
wanted to
the
rep her
people.
country. She wanted to rep her
Yep.
set, man.
Absolutely.
No, I thought that was amazing. I'm about to sneeze. Oh, I thought that was amazing, man. It was like I said, you know, just growing up as a Disney fanatic and knowing the story of Mulan and how
Love that
even though
movie.
that's a
So
even
great.
though it's a folklore, it's a folk tale, that movie is probably one of my favorite movies up there with Hercules and Tarzan, all of them. To see that we have that representation as a Black person, as a Black woman, that really set itself apart to me. And I just thought that was very important for us to bring to the forefront. You know, especially as a Buffalo Soldier. We already know how the Buffalo Soldiers were. We know their impact on the war that they had. And to think that a Black woman disguised herself for 2 years to fight out there. And not only that, like, think about this, like, you're fighting a war, like, you could die. So she was not
Right. She
only
fought
right,
and survived.
she was fighting and surviving against men. You know what I'm saying? She taking bodies.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
I thought that was really important. I thought that was really cool. Cathay Williams. That's
I wonder
my
if at any point did they, well, I guess 2 years. So nobody knew for 2 years, because if we know in Mulan, they did discover she was and then still let her, well, she continued to
Still let
fight.
her
So I'm
rock.
like,
so I would say, and speaking to you, Swan, like I'm sure there was maybe 1 or 2 people, some
mm,
close, or maybe even the entire 38th Infantry. They probably just like, by the time they found out, she probably was like
She
not
had
top
proven
dog,
it's
but she
herself.
like,
had been
she
proving
climbing this
herself.
post
Like,
better than us. Right. At
Yeah.
this point, keep it.
so they probably were
Yeah.
just like, hey, it she's dead. She's dead if we tell anybody anyways, and she out here at war where she could die. So you might as well keep an extra
True
body.
that.
That's probably how they looked at it. She's dead if we tell, she's dead if we don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, either
Well,
way,
she holding her own, and
right.
to your point, who would have thought that? I mean, who does that? I mean, they didn't tell me that. What's happening? They didn't tell me that. You know, that's my go-to. I didn't know that, man.
I didn't know that. Yeah, that's
Wow,
crazy.
They don't tell you nothing, man. That's what I'm always
That's
saying.
a
Like,
hero
they
right
keep
there.
trying to hide the
that's a
footnotes
hero.
of history. And it's so many people like that we just don't know who did great
Oh my
things,
goodness.
man. And what's even scarier is like, we're not that far removed. Like, 1800s is 200 years ago.
Right.
Like, that's grandma's grandma. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not that far. Grandma's grandma.
1963,
Was this civil rights?
1957, 1857, 1963. Wow. Because
So
right,
yeah, man.
they lived to be 100. So
Crazy, man. But great job. I think we concluded our Black Card segment well. I think 3 strong weeks, 9 amazing candidates, and even more so, we got a couple more days left to finish this month out, but we've had 28 amazing hidden gems that we've shared with you all, the public, not only educating you guys, but learning along the way as well. So this was a fun time. I look forward to doing this more often. We'll probably come up with more segments where we're educating each other and you all as well. But great job, guys. Great job, Black Card, earning Black Cards, you know.